What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, very quickly, before we go ahead and start this commentary today, I just want to let you guys know that I do apologize for not being able to live stream the other day. Usually, I go ahead and let you guys know on Discord, Twitter, or even go down into my Twitch comments and leave something down there to let you guys know, but I was really busy. It was a pretty big emergency that went on, so I had to pretty much cut everything that I had planned for the day and go rush and, handle business. So, I do apologize, but I will be making up yesterday's stream today. So if you guys want to see the new Battlefield 2042 update 3.1, which was major updates to the weapons, bloom, and all these different types of things, if you guys want to see me play it live and in action, by all means tune in my live stream. We're going to be grinding it all day long, hopefully going to be able to hit S tier as well, which is level 100 in Battlefield 2042. So hopefully I can go ahead and grind for that, because I think I'm level 98 right now. So if you guys want to be a part of that journey, by all means, the link to my Twitch channel is down in the description. Now, there was actually some extremely big news that went on with Call of Duty that I will be discussing with you guys at a certain point, probably for tomorrow's commentary. I'll plan for that one, which might interfere with Battlefield 2042 regarding Hazard Zone. But like I said, more information on that tomorrow. Today, I really wanted to focus on this because it's probably one of the biggest things that it ruins my overall experience, my overall vibes when it comes to a Battlefield game. And that's the destruction. Now, I gotta say, DICE has been doing a fantastic job when it comes to these updates. The gunplay is feeling really solid, the performance is slowly, yet surely, getting there, and I predict that the game as a whole, in about maybe 2 to 3 months, will be pretty solid, especially with a Season 1 update adding in about 7 to 8 new weapons and a bunch of new maps and stuff like that. That will really help when it comes to content, which will probably make the overall game a lot more playable. But the destruction in this game is just... It's really depressing. It's depressing how bad it is, especially compared to some of the past masterpieces that we've seen. Battlefield 5, gorgeous graphics, pretty decent destruction. Battlefield 1, that was some serious sauce right there. And who can't remember Battlefield 4, especially the Siege of Shanghai map, where you can pretty much take down a whole building, a whole tower in the very center. Now, you can't do that to every single building in the map here, but you could do it to one tower. And honestly, when I thought of Battlefield 2042 and how much they were bragging and boasting about this game being next-gen, I was thinking, you know what? They're bragging so much, they're talking so highly of this next-gen video game that I'm thinking it's going to be like, Siege of Shanghai, but instead of one tower, we're going to be able to knock down 5, 6, 7, 8 towers, because that's the hardware that we have here now. We have some pretty high-tech consoles, and PCs continue to evolve every single year, shoot every single month. Technology is becoming very impressive. I mean, have you guys seen the new Matrix game? It looks insane. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Every single time that you think that it can't get any more impressive than it already is, it does. It's just, oh god. Being a gamer is pretty darn awesome, I'm going to be honest with you guys. But sadly, Battlefield 2042 didn't seem to take the same approach as some of these other titles with taking advantage of this next gen, because we don't see too many of those things I just mentioned. We don't see, knocking down 7+ towers in this game. We don't see even simple, crazy building destruction in this game. It is actually at an all-time low right now. And for me personally, that is really bad for the reputation of this game, because that is a big deciding factor for someone to purchase into a Battlefield title. That's been something that people have been bragging and boasting to, Call of Duty fans and all these other different fans of different, FPS franchises. It's a Battlefield staple. Knowing, like Bad Company 2, for example, used to be able to just flatten everything across the map. It was so badass. And of course, over time, they couldn't keep doing that because, it made a map way too open, way too plain at times. Even though, during the moment when everything was up, it was absolutely insane. But over time, they polished it. Like I said, Battlefield 4, they polished it perfectly. It's still tons of destruction, but it doesn't go overboard where, it's no more cover and you just have open plains at a certain point. No, they had a great balance. And it seemed like DICE was learning every year how to make it more balanced, to keep the same insane destruction without going overboard, where it just ruins the overall map once, a bunch of tanks and, jets and helicopters start running through everything, and rockets and grenades. You know what I'm saying here? It seems like they were perfecting it. But in Battlefield 2042, we just took 20 steps back. You see, I'm showing you guys just full gameplay for a reason here. Usually I show you guys bits and pieces, clips, if you will, of, Battlefield 2042 footage. Call of Duty is like the only game I really, go ahead and show full gameplay of. But right now I want to show you guys a full video clip here, because I want you guys to watch from beginning to end of a typical Battlefield 2042 match and tell me how much destruction you actually see in these moments here. From a life-to-life basis, every time I die and respawn, how many times am I seeing destruction and things blowing up and things going crazy around me, besides seeing 50 tanks, or 50 hovercrafts or something? Yeah, you see a bunch of vehicles, but those vehicles aren't even doing any damage to the actual map. Do you guys remember back in Battlefield 1? I mean, you could completely lay out just full cover in the ground itself by shooting, tank missiles out and shit like that. Like, destruction was everywhere. It was absolutely everywhere. The buildings, the walls, the ground, the trees, for Christ's sake. Everything that you could see in that game was pretty much destructible to a certain degree. And right here, Hourglass, even though it's an open map that's, built around a bunch of sand, for Christ's sakes. Even this map, I would say this probably has the most destruction out of the whole game. Those little town sections that you run through, I don't know what flags they are on Conquest. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Not near Stadium, but, going from Stadium over to, the big city side, which is completely cut off, Maybe it'll be better if we had more of that city open, but no. Of course, they cut off the whole city, and this map is just based around a bunch of sand. But on those certain flag areas, the destruction is actually pretty decent. But that's it. Once you destroy all of that territory and you flatten all those buildings, there's nothing else for you to truly destroy. I mean, shoot, why not flatten out buildings to help with flags? That was one of the biggest complaints when it came to Breakthrough and stuff like that, is that people can't get to the top end objectives because everybody camps the, elevators and stuff like that. Even though, for me personally, I've won a lot of matches in a row with the OBJ specifically set at the rooftops, just because, you have to actually use transport helicopters and dive in and use tac beacons so your team can continuously respawn and stuff like that. But I do understand it does get a little painful, especially when your team isn't cooperating with you or anything like that. It's very painful to take over those rooftop objectives. But instead of, going ahead and just completely changing the objectives from the roof to the ground level, why not just allow us to destroy the building? Why is it that in Battlefield 4 you could take down a whole skyscraper, but in Battlefield 2042, a game that came out how many years later? Like, what, maybe 10 years? I don't remember how long. I think it's 8 to 10 years since Battlefield 4. But we have that much time in between both of these titles, and you're telling me you can't take a simple building, a skyscraper, that doesn't even have every floor active. It's only the top floor and the bottom floor. So it's not like it's a bunch of, construction or actual development in the middle of those two levels. No. Why can't we just destroy it, plop it to the ground, and then the objectives are ground level, and it changes up the whole game? Sometimes people won't do that, and you have to go for the rooftop objective, and other times you'll have teammates that actually want to shoot down the building, and they'll collapse. It adds for variety in the actual game mode and the map itself. Replayability, to be able to go ahead and play this map over and over and over with different experiences, different layouts. Not every single time in Siege of Shanghai people shot down the skyscraper. Sometimes it stayed up and you had to actually fight up there. And then other times people just completely demolish it, and then it's grounded, it's leveled, and it makes it easier for, boats and stuff to pull up and make it a little bit, more intense for different combat. It always changed the vibes of that map, and that's why that map till this day is pretty much almost everyone's favorite. And what about Resort from Battlefield 4, the middle building? Even though, both sides of the map had plenty of destruction in different areas, but the middle building, where all the action took place, you could literally take down both sides of it and just completely tumble out camping spots, and people who are just chilling in certain areas, just completely demolish it if you want to. But you can't do that in Battlefield 2042. The biggest events you see in this are like Kaleidoscope. You can topple over the sign. It's a little sign on the top of the building that you can shoot over, and it falls and it blocks off the entrance of one of the building sides. So whoop-de-doo, a sign fell off the rooftop, Or like what? It was like a telephone pole or something falls off the other rooftop. There's no events that go on in this game. They showcase this game with Orbital having a rocket launch. Beautiful, gorgeous, and on top of that, you can destroy the rocket while it's launching to explode the whole site and change the whole area for different combat. That is what I thought Battlefield 2042 was going to be about. That is what I was expecting out of this game. We didn't get that in any other map. The tornado is the high point of seeing any type of Levolution, and the tornado doesn't even affect the map that much at all. Maybe I'll toss a few things here and there, but the way the devs were describing, picking up cars and chucking it and killing snipers, I don't see anything eventful happening in the tornado. I flew around in it a few times, and after that I got bored of it because there's no other weather features. There's no other things to twist up the map. If there was a tornado and a skyscraper that could tumble down, and maybe you could take out the stadium and just completely level that stadium to flat on its face. If you could actually do more things in one single match, it would add replayability, but you can't. This is next gen. On Hourglass, I was expecting to take down the towers. I was expecting maybe to collapse the bridge and all the tanks up there are going to fall down. I was just expecting to collapse that, whatever that arc or that, art piece is at the middle of the map as well. I was expecting to be able to take out the whole freaking stadium or even blow bits and pieces out of it to make it collapse in a different way to benefit one side or the other. There's so many parts of these maps, not just Hourglass 2, all of the maps have so many cool things that if you look at it, you're like, wow, yeah, that would be cool. Like, what if in Kaleidoscope, if they had more buildings around for cover, but the very centerpiece, the main flag that everyone wants to fight for in the middle, could actually just get completely destroyed. You can just take that structure and just put it straight into hell, man. Oh my god, just all the things you could do would be phenomenal. But you can't do any of them. This is not next gen. This isn't even close to any gen. This is like last gen, way before last gen. This is like before Battlefield's time because, like I said, even Bad Company 2, all the ancient Battlefield games had better destruction than this game. It's really sad, man. The only thing I could possibly think of right now is I hope the next upcoming maps are built more around these destructible features, because it's nothing that we could do now for these current maps. They're not going to go back and edit them up and rechange them and add. No, they're not going to do that now. It's too late. We just have to pray for the future at this point and hope that the next upcoming maps have more effort and thought process behind them, because seriously, this is Battlefield, man. This is the game that's made for those only in Battlefield moments, and the majority of the moments in this game are basically just pub stomping moments, which isn't bad. I enjoy going off my weapon, but some of the coolest clips I've seen are due to destruction, and I don't know, man. I don't see much of it in this game at all. But, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's two ways to do so: Twitter and Discord. Both of those are in the down description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games I do over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.